This conference will now be recorded.
We'll reconvene the recess meeting. Cameron, will you please lead us in prayer?
Father, thank you for a new day. Thank you for the strength to get out of the bed. Live under it. I pray you would lift faith. Just those called and elected to represent, we do well. Give us discernment, eyes, ears, and heart to do the right. You could. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Greg, will you give us a little update of where that map really runs and why we're wanting to take in sort of circle Happy Valley and leave it out?
Well, the map includes a little more District 1 that requested yesterday. And the reason for that is because they couldn't split census blocks, because when they do, they don't have the demographic data to be able to know what to verify the numbers or to back up the numbers, estimate the numbers. So, as you can see on that map, a portion of Morganwood and the very end of Westwood, which appears to be like where Leslie Johnson and Dr. Lee and those are in his house, appear to be in District 1. Well, I'm not sure what you're saying about.
I think all of them. Wow, that's it.
Yeah, all of Morganwood. Yeah, I'm sorry, Westwood, the very end of Westwood, all of Morganwood. What was you saying about
Talking about Happy Valley since
Yeah, that looks like Happy Valley's carved out. It remains in District 3.
Crazy, but okay.
But the issue is not being able to split up census blocks as far as the other. And Jan sent a memo that kind of tried to address that.
All right, what's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, offer motion that we adopt draft 13 as long as Commissioner Bullock is in District 1.
As long as what? What was your motion?
To adopt draft 13 as long as Commissioner Bullock is in District 1.
Well, don't it put you in one?
Yes, I think so.
Well, why would you add that to the motion?
Just to be a part of, make sure it's part of the record.
Well, got a motion and second by Mr. Bullock. Motion by Mr. Bullock, second by Mr. Cogdell. Any discussion? I think if we're talking about a lawsuit, I think you open this board up for a lawsuit when you carve out Happy Valley like that and take those other people in. So I will not be supporting it.
Chair.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
And I know yesterday you were, flexible and on board, hoping we could do something that evidently can't be done. But when we left here yesterday, we had a very, desire to be able to put in pine wood and wood, but it was said over and over, it will not affect Morganwood, it will not affect Westwood, and it's not anybody's fault. I mean, it's just what we agreed to yesterday can't be done, evidently. And I think we've been flexible, tried to give and give and give, and we were willing yesterday to back up and say, okay, let's do another map. I mean, I know a few of us anyway were ready yesterday to approve 12 and move forward, but we heard the desire and we said, hey, it makes sense, let's try. But if we couldn't achieve what we were trying, then I don't think we should move forward with 13. We should back up to 12.
My question on that, and I've looked at this and I don't have this person who's the map here. And I looked at, and I've been trying, and I looked at
Happy Valley come out. I looked at the block, and that was in a census block. And they came in and we went back and took Broad Street, East Hills, and all that out of that block. So, block. We took it out, put that thing, this place right here, Happy Valley. Happy Valley is in a census block that should be in District 1. But by census blocks, you done throw that block up. When you pull Happy Valley out of that block, that was a census block. So we don't tow blocks apart trying to accommodate individuals in what we want to do in the courtroom. We have done that with these blocks. We've gone into them and inserted different pieces of those blocks. Like right now, you can't tell me Happy Valley is not supposed to be in a block with District 1. There's no way possible that should be in District 1. But we've taken that out of that block. So for us to go out here now and just use a block to try to accommodate that, why would we do the other two? If that's the case, we need to revert back to the map that had all this stuff in the box. We took Happy Valley out. We didn't Broad Street out. Yes, we did. We took Happy Valley.
But we didn't take Happy Valley in the last map. Happy Valley was in the big block.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, my rationale is, she did this simply because she said she couldn't do it because it was a block, and she had to include everything in that block. But Happy Valley should have been in that block, but it's not in the block.
It was split earlier.
You split the block.
It was split earlier.
So we done this with Happy Valley, and we did this with along Broad Street. We accommodate those blocks because it was desires of this board that we had certain individuals that wanted to remain in their district. So for us messing with blocks, we already done that. We don't tow blocks apart.
Mr. Cogdell.
It's a weird grab, but
Mr. Cogdell, you all wanted to keep it as close as we could to the last, as the map where we're currently in. And that's what we're doing. And y'all are totally tearing that all to pieces, trying to get what you want. So is there any more
Yes, I have. It's got my going.
comments? Let's share. Go around the board. Dr. Ophim, going. Doc, you got the floor.
Well, my point, I have to say, in order to accommodate every board member, it becomes an issue. Every board member has a group of people that they want removed out of one district to another. My only concern is, if you say it must be contiguous, that means there's a 1 point at District 1 that could back off enough to ensure that all of Happy Valley will remain in District 3. But we missed the point when we started. We started with the mission to accommodate or make the compliance for District 1. And then we decided we want to remove people. So if this map meets that requirement and makes everyone else happy, then I think we should go with this map 13.
Anyone else got anything to say that hasn't spoken?
The last thing, Mr. Peters, before we leave going to it, the only thing I'm saying to the board.
I know what you're saying.
I can't hear you.
He got this map, and it came in with all this red in District 1. We removed all those numbers out of District 1 and Happy Valley because that was the desires of people in the board.
They were never in one.
We had everything in close proximity until we moved that out.
They were never in one.
But you're looking at numbers, Charles. We looking at 700 people that's different in the numbers when you're looking at what's the thing 13 versus 12. Yeah, you're talking about 780 people that we're saying at least make the map a fair playing map where everybody got the same numbers. This at least makes the map number. It takes away the deviation point of it. But the only way to get to it, you're gonna have to go by you put Happy Valley back in and leave Morganwood out. You can't have it both ways. You want to put Happy Valley out, and you want Morganwood out. You want to turn that census block all to pieces, but that's the one that's in close proximity.
Okay.
And we done that.
Mr.
Okay.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
Ray Britt, Chairman.
Okay.
I like for y'all to hear a set of numbers that I had Mr. Martin to pull for me, and I think it's apparent that we listen to this. And I like Mr. Bullock, that he uses that phrase a lot. I would like this to go on record of a request, and has been sort of overlooked. And my concern is it seems like there's been a lot of handpicking and this, that, and the other. And of course, I have some major issues that I had to ask for a hand pick for nothing. I just sort of sat back, like I told Mr. Bullock yesterday, I'm along for the ride just to watch the show. But Mr. Martin, give me the numbers I asked on Bay Tree again.
I just got this from Sarah yesterday at 5 o'clock. She said Bay Tree Lake consists of roughly 496 parcels, and the total valuation is $72,428,500, $450.
Me.
$72,428,450.
Right. Here's my only point. We had a community that appealed to this board, and we've been handpicking and shoving. You got a community that feels like they could work with another community with their infrastructure and things that would improve their community, and they're that size of a tax base and importance to this county. And we ignored the request, but for those people that had legitimate, in my opinion, reasons to want to work with people. And I know anybody in here 40 times better than I know anybody in that community. So it's not handpicking for me. My point is this. We serve at the pleasure of the people. The people spoke to people with, the people trying to improve the county by things that they would think that they could change, help improve their county and the valuation of this county and their lifestyle and their community. And we did not consider that. But here we're handpicking and fussing and this and that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I want that to be on record that we did not even consider the request when we've been shifting the risk, and you could have shifted that little group around to allow a budget for this county. That's it. When we get through with what you're doing on 13, my request would be map number 12.
Okay, any other comments, new comments?
I got one comment that I'm trying to make sure I understand, Mr. Rich, put something on record.
All you're trying to do is convince people to change their vote. Let's go, Cogdale.
Tourism value. But is it a poor person like to have his district safely secured, or a rich person has the right to? This can't be a market that we make it. We make it a system to take people of all aspects. Ones with no money, with money, whoever. If we serving all the people, this is too.
Don't have nothing to do with money. It's a standard way of life to improve their community, their sewer, or anything else they want to pursue.
But what that got to do with $72 million? What they got to do with their value?
All right. Hey, let's go. Marie.
Well,
Marie, we're calling. Marie, you take the vote.
I have a comment. I still have the same, I have the concern that Mr. Britt had, but I have a little different. It takes from working with White Lake. And we have never heard from the folks from White Lake how they feel about what are their concerns. Again, my point initially, we weren't here to pick and choose a group of people, but to do what was right and pull the district in compliance.
Marie, take the vote.
Mr. Peterson,
No.
Mr. Gillespie,
Yes.
Mr. Britt,
No.
Mr. Cogdale,
Yes.
Dr. Ellis,
No.
Mr. McGill,
No.
Dr. Mungoins,
Yes.
Mr. Bullock,
Yes.
Mr. Hester,
No.
Okay, the motion fails. I entertain another motion.
All right, to have another map done, please.
Is there
Map
another
12.
motion?
I make a recommendation. Second.
I made a motion first, before you call that motion. I requested a fourth map, map 14.
We can vote it down too. Okay. Call. Is there a
Vote, I
second?
didn't ask for them.
Is there a
Everyone else got a
second?
map. You can't tell me
Is
that
there
I
a second?
a map. I'm on the second. We didn't do a motion for anyone else to have a map. So we're not going to do it this time.
Okay. Is there consensus?
Map 14.
If you just listen to me, is there a consensus to do a map? We did do that. We did do that.
I don't think I voted on it. I just said I need another map. Map 14.
Yesterday I asked, was there a consensus to do another map? Is there a consensus of this board to do another map?
I'm not in favor of another map.
No, I second that.
I'm tired of maps. Let's pass it.
We tried yesterday.
The thing with them, the only issue that I got, and before we go to this motion, while we discussing it, and the reason I brought the issue up to try and annex that piece into it was I think is you talk about open up a lawsuit. Charles, you're gonna have one open when you sit here and look at the deviation and you look at a block of votes that should have been the one that been dealt with, was District 1. And you did not try and accommodate District 1. Everywhere else, those numbers have not changed in any of these maps. And we are 700 and some people short in District 1. And we're not doing anything, but we went and took away from District 1. We took Happy Valley out of it. We took West Broad Street out of it.
Happy Valley was not in it.
It was before
We go into that map, District 1. And then we sitting here talking about a lawsuit. That's where the lawsuit gonna come from, because you have discriminated against that District 1, where the problem was at. I don't understand what some way it needs to be where the maps should be proportionate by population. We have not addressed that issue at all. We came in here and took away from that. We came in here hurting that thing, and we was even going for it. Took out and put Happy Valley out. We don't want all the way up here in this Sampson County line and try to accommodate District 1. And here we got property that's adjoining District 1 down here that's in close proximity, and we are taking it out of this one. You want a lawsuit, that's going to be the lawsuit. Don't tell me you're going to have a lawsuit. That's not the jury matter.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
You know, every time we're getting false signs, we're getting chewed out. We voted yesterday to approve a prospective map. Had that map been drawn the way it was presented yesterday, we would have walked in here, voted on it, and been gone. We tried our best. We can't help that the census map doesn't work. You know, we keep kicking this can down the road. We're going to be here next spring with map 68. We would have approved the map that specifically was hand drawn by Mr. Cosgrove. We would have approved it, to try to give and give and give, and then to sit here and get chewed out over and over and over again. I agree with Mr. Britt. We had a public hearing and treated the public like they were trying to do something immoral and unethical or whatever. If I was those folks, I wouldn't even want to be in Bladen County.
Yes. Mr. Chair, let me say this.
Yes, ma'am.
Came in with map 11, I think 11, and that's what we were going to do. And then you decided, I'm still talking, please. And
One
then
at a time, please.
Mr. Chair, I call.
I
call, Mr. Chair.
Who the hell?
Can one of you please just yield? Come on.
So when you came in with map 11, we were ready to vote. And then there was a couple of people that you wanted to pull out of District 1. Just because the map was not, because you know a couple of people and were still in map in District 1. So I'm asking for map 14 to make the changes, put them in compliance for the deviation, for the population, and to meet the requirements for the voting.
Okay, Mr. Britt, is that you a while ago?
I call.
Okay.
I want the map, please.
Is there a motion to approve map 12?
So moved.
I put a motion on first.
Is there a second?
I made the motion for map 14 before you did it.
Is there a second? Did I get a second? I can't hear.
No.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I requested map 14 before he made the motion for map 12.
Dr. Gunn, the consensus was not to do that.
No, it was
So
not.
we're moving forward.
Well,
So
I don't.
no more discussion. Marie, call for the vote.
I'm just gonna say.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
I'll do my lawsuit then.
Mr. Britt,
Yes.
Mr. Costello,
What we voting on? 12, no.
Dr. Ellis.
Yes.
McGee.
Yes.
Dr. Mungoen,
No.
Mr. Bullock,
No.
Mr. Hester,
Yes.
Map 12 has been approved and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you and have a
Martin,
great
you
day.
get that map 14 done. I wanted done.